new industries that were never existing, and also expand the existing industries. This fourth industrial revolution can also help us to increase our national income. Then also there was a video program that was shown to us that showed us the use of assistive technology. That's to show that with determination, even those with physical disabilities can also join the technology train. He also mentioned the talking computers and the EAI app. So that's the summary of the first presentation. Then the second presentation by Professor Charles Korede Ayo about digital inclusion, that's e-voting and digital inclusion. The emphasis was on digital equity. That is creating a level playing field for digital inclusion. And he gave us some statistics of the various African countries and showed that Nigeria is not doing very well with respect to digital inclusion and electronic voting, the adoption of digital technologies in our elections. He also mentioned that there are some other new innovations in e-voting, such as mobile voting, internet voting, television voting. So these are some of the possibilities. But he mentioned that based on available research, the internet voting seems to be the most popular in the jurisdictions that have adopted e-voting. He also mentioned that in Africa, Namibia has adopted the e-voting, but they did a mock of e-voting in the year 2017. Estonia is a champion when it comes to e-voting and e-government. That's a very small country, not up to, it's not even up to a town in Oyo State. But they are doing very well in digital technologies. The US, the United States, uses the mixed system. Brazil is also an icon with respect to electronic voting. And finally, he also mentioned the problem of capital flight involved in Nigeria's current election systems, because most of the materials, hardware, software, are almost all imported. And this has led to tremendous capital flight. He also mentioned the mind-boggling figures that were spent on our elections. The summary of it all is that government should provide the infrastructure and also encourage local innovations and local technologies in our election processes. The speaker, the prof, also encouraged members of this association to develop necessary apps for digital inclusion and to also join to go into politics, because we need to digitize our politics. Currently, we have analog politics, and that is why things are not moving as fast as we expect. He also mentioned that the first step that has already, giant step taken already, the tokenization of our election system with respect to the use of smart cards and the smart card reader is a giant step and is a blessing in disguise. However, he recommended and advised that government should go into full electronic voting system rather than the partial one that we've already done. So then he also mentioned the challenges of so that's the summary for the second speaker. I will go on to the third speaker, Professor Patience Akpan. I would not have known that. I've been seeing Professor Akpan for quite a while, but I wouldn't have known that she is not a member of our profession, if not that she blew whistle on herself. But I really want to commend her for contributing to a lot to the Nigerian Computer Society. And we need to start inclusion right here with Nigerian Computer Society by encouraging members of other professions to join our profession. I know there is a pathway already through the CPN, Mandatory Professional Development. So there is a route already, but that route may be very narrow. We need to expand it to multiple carriageways. So Prof. Patience Akpan Obong talked to us about enabling digital inclusion through policy research and also the current landscape and barriers and opportunities. Definitely, before you build a house, you must have a blueprint. There must be an architectural drawing. That is the essence of having the necessary policies and that is the policies and strategies have to be well developed before implementation. So she mentioned the various perspectives of digital inclusion and exclusion. One of the things she mentioned is that the use of jargons with the erroneous assumption that everybody listening to such jargons understand is a means of exclusion in itself. Then disability also can work against inclusion, and there's a need to deliberately find ways to encourage the physically disabled to be included in the digital revolution. Also, the level of literacy is also a barrier to digital inclusion. So those who are not literate, that cannot read or write, have already been excluded automatically. So and that is really working against us as a country because of the low literacy level. Age and gender are also seen as possible barriers of inclusion. Then some of the other barriers are the level of awareness. What you don't know does not exist. We may have some of the greatest computer scientists in the rural areas, but because they have not been given the opportunity, they may never be discovered. We may have the greatest chess champion in this room, but because he or she has never even seen a chessboard, that talent will just be hidden forever. So this is the reason why we need to actively seek the inclusion, digital inclusion. Also, the accessibility, having access to the relevant technologies. Then having the relevant skills, then the ease of use and the costs, and also the various opportunities available. So he also mentioned that public office holders should be encouraged to be IT literate, rather than, I wish you were here yesterday when His Excellency was here. But I will still pass your message to His Excellency, the Governor of Oyo State, that public office holders should themselves be IT literate, rather than relying only on PAs and SAs. So this is a very laudable suggestion indeed. So that is the quick summary of Professor Patience Akpan. The fourth presenter, Miss Victoria Etimbasi, she spoke passionately about the need to encourage the girl child to go into the IT profession, most especially into software development. She also shared her own experience with the house on how she got into the technology profession. She encouraged our young ones, most especially the ladies, to try their best to go into the information technology profession. She mentioned some things about using various apps, and I can assure you all that for every profession there is an app. If it is fashion designing, there is fashion design app. If there is a makeup, there is a makeup app. You could actually use some applications like blenders to create what somebody will look like when you finish making up the person. And using the various makeup technologies. Then she talked about encouraging the girl child to go into other areas like user experience design, quality assurance, website design, business intelligence, front-end, back-end, and full-stack development. So what she is saying is that the girl child can express her creativity, her creative abilities by the use of information technology. So this has been the summary, a quick summary of the 4 presentations. And I believe that each and every one of us will have 1 or 2 intellectual takeaway at the end of this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I think Mr. Kola Okonla deserves a round of applause. I feel more comfortable now that the head of ICT of Federal Inland Revenue Service, with the type of summary he has done, the money of federal government, the money of all of us is saved with FIRs. Please pay your tax. Because with a man like Mr. Kola Okonla, he has attention for details. In fact, if you have missed the original presentation, his summary suffices for us. Thank you so much for the wonderful job you have done. I'm afraid we won't take questions because we have run into the time for lunch. However, the 4 people that have also done a wonderful job, give them 4 rounds of applause. 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And all the girls in the house, and I know when she said all the girls, I was sitting with someone and she said, they said you should identify girls beside you. And I said, no, they were not talking about grammar. But she now clarified that for the purpose of her presentation, nominally, even those who are 60 and 70, they are girls. So if you feel like a girl, clap for your girl. Thank you so much for a wonderful job. And I thank the people who misled you into this profession, and you are doing a very wonderful job of it. The professor from Arizona, political science, computer science, it doesn't matter. The 2 of them have science. Thank you as well for the wonderful job. My brother from SIDMAC, we are confident now that SIDMAC will go to the next generation. I have seen Michael Ajide there, I've seen Chijoke, I've seen Mr. Alao, and they are confident that this man will do a very wonderful job. That is the next disruptive management coming from SIDMAC. Thank you for a wonderful job. Oh, Professor, you are welcome back. You did not include the Kaduna experience, the Kaduna election, local government election in your paper. So please, the next update, let's have your opinion on the Kaduna local government election that was automated by Professor Charles Ayer from Covenant University. We have a covenant together that you always be here at our event. A round of applause for him as well. Lastly, we have some vouchers, some award vouchers. If you look at page 39 of your program, you will see cybersecurity challenge there. 10 people are going to win this award, okay? And I'm going to invite very briefly Victor to tell us in 2-3 minutes what you need to do to win this award. I understand you are going to do some tweeting. So if your phone is one of those Chinese phones or the repackaged Nokia 3310, the contest is not for you. And by the way, for those of you who did not believe me at CPN when I was announcing the tab, this is my own copy of the tab. If you have received your tab, you can wave it at me. I know for some of you, this is the most prized asset you ever have in your life. Leadway Assurance outside, please insure your tab. People almost crucify me at Abuja for not giving them the tab on time. So there's an insurance company. Please insure your tab so that I can show to people that you have as a Victor. Please step forward. You are the one standing between people and lunch now. I am not going to come here to stop you. Sure. When you are ready for lunch and it has not done, just start going out one after the other. The lunch is upstairs, but not until after 5 minutes. So, Victor, you have 5 minutes to make the announcement. Okay. If you are from University of Agric, Abeokuta, and you are searching for your examination script, please see me so that you won't tell them that you came for NCS conference and you lost some people's scripts. Please see me, but don't see me openly so that they will know you are the one that is careless. Victor, 5 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols observed. Quickly, I'm Victor Idono from Cybersecurity Challenge Nigeria. Part of what we spoke on yesterday regarding cybersecurity inclusion is to see how we can develop cybersecurity in Africa, not just at any level, but starting from the very grassroots. We've been doing this at different stages, different levels. You can visit our site to get more details on that. So basically, part of what we do, we've actually identified a challenge in Nigeria. Nigeria is known for hacking and all of that, but there's no platform for these skills to be effectively harnessed. So what do? We are converging persons with the skills, those who want to go into it, and we train them, we give them certifications, we give them the right standard, the ethical standards they can use in working in agencies, ministries, where they can be paid legitimately. So part of what we are doing aside our programs nationwide, organizing trainings for different agencies, ministries, corporate bodies, and all, we do workshops, practical workshops, not reading of slides. So with that, we partnered with the international body in information security, which is ISI Council, and we've been able to work down a whole lot of things for Nigerians, even from the grassroots. And part of that is we'll be giving away 10 free training and certification vouchers on certified secure computer user to 10 persons present here. All you need to do is, on the screen now, is you're going to follow Nigeria Computer, that is the Twitter handle for Nigeria Computer Society, and at SciSecNG. Then the step number 2, you're going to hashtag Digital Inclusion 2018, hashtag SciSecNG, hashtag cybersecurity in a tweet. How we are going to do it is between now and the end of launch, the person with the highest likes and highest retweets, 10 persons maximum, will be picked, selected, and we are going to announce the 10 winners for the program. It's going to run either on site or online, because there's an online platform to that. Then in furtherance to what we're also doing at Cybersecurity Challenge Nigeria, we are training Nigerians at different levels for this program, and a training is also coming up next month in Abuja. Thank you for your time. So we'll be expecting your tweets now for the 10 persons. Thank you.
It's time to go for lunch. The lunch is served as usual. Please, let's make it very snappy and come back. We should be back by 2:30. Let's have our lunch briefly and come back by 2:30. We have 45 minutes to get this done. The next session actually was supposed to commence at 2, but because we have run into the time of lunch, let's make the lunch very, very brief. Let's come back here at 2:30.